Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Hi, everyone.
Howdy, and this is another Transformer review, but this is just an overview of what some of the stuff that we've covered within the last almost 2 years, and this is a roundup of the G2 Decepticons that we have. And I wrote some things down right here so this way I can stay on track. So, and Colton's going to help me with some of the names because I do not know them all right offhand.
And I also don't know, like, some of the names from Generation 2, but we'll try our best.
We'll name what we can. Now, one thing that's important to know about G2, not G1.
Right.
G2 was some of the same molds and characters were reprinted and reduplicated, just a different color. So I had him, Colton right here, I had him check out the dates pretty much on what we have right here as far as G2. Some of them go back to 1992, 93, 94. Some of this is going to look familiar because it's actually like a reprint.
Or a repaint of the G1 toy characters.
Right, of G1 characters. So this is what we have as far as G2 and a roundup everything that we have, because I just wanted to go through it. Now it's important for y'all to know that each one that we're going to show and skim by and stuff like that, we did do a review on in the past of each one of these characters. And how can they find them, Colton?
How can they find them?
Yeah, the separate reviews.
Oh, and if you want to know, well, if you want to find the reviews that we did on the G2 characters, we actually did some reviews of the characters in my YouTube channel, and I think we have reviewed all of the Generation 2 Decepticons.
Yes.
Well, we have.
Yes, we have. And like he was saying, you can find each one of these separate, individual. Some of them have stories, some of them don't. To shine more of a spotlight on that certain character, and you can find them in
my YouTube channel.
There it is.
And also in my playlist.
That too. So with that said, that's what we're going to do. And is there anything that you want to add? Because when we go through these, I'm going to separate them in sections so this way you can understand how the years fell, because Generation 2 was the last pretty much gap of the Transformer line here in America, and it really didn't get revved up again until Beast Wars.
Right.
That's important to know, which Beast Wars come out in 1996, and then it ran on from there.
Beast Wars began in 1996 and ended in 1999.
See there? So, there we go. So, like I said, we're going to pause it. We're going to turn the camera around, and we're going to get a panoramic view of what we have here on the table. And we're going to each go through group by group by group and year, because some of these don't exactly have the same years I'll explain here in a little while. Y'all hang tight. And here we are at G2, the Transformer Decepticons that we had for the era of G2, which expanded from the earliest one that we've seen here is 1992. The latest one that we have so far here is 1994. So that's some of the stuff, and we also have one that is from 1986, believe it or not. Can you guess which one that is?
And it looks exactly like the original G1 toy.
So, and I got Colton to check, like I said, I got him to check. I said, Colton, find out what each stamp date year that they have on them, so this way we know what range of years we're talking about here. Because, see, I knew that they come out in the 1990s, but I knew it was before Beast Wars, so that's how far it expanded. And like I said, this is the last gap of the Transformer lines here in America until Beast Wars. Go ahead, Colton. What do you want to say? So I believe that we're going to get a little bit closer here in a minute, but I'm going to let Colton do his thing. So if there's anything that you want to say or add, or we can move the camera in, however you want to do it.
I think we can move the camera a little closer.
Okay, we're going to move the camera a little closer. We're just going to do this right quick, so y'all hang tight. This is going to be like fast forward motion or something. Pick up the camera and walk it over slowly, the whole thing.
But first, I will have to do some rearranging, and I will have to jump cut this. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I got the camera a little closer, we're just gonna do a
we're going to do a view. We're going to start where Ramjet over here in the corner's at. We're going to start over here in the corner. We're going to work our way back to Megatron,
and Dreadwing is right there.
Right. We got a bunch of things to cover right quick, and this is the whole SZ Panoramics. We're going to cover every one of these, so this way y'all have a better understanding. And then there is the big Megatron, the big green one right there with lights and sounds,
Right.
and all that good stuff. But first we're going to go back to Ramjet, and we're going to cover it from one side to the other. Now, some of these molds look familiar because they are from the original G1 toy line, just with a different color. But there are some that are just totally different that's never been seen before, back when G2 was coming out. So we knew that some of this stuff looked familiar, but then they had other stuff that come out that didn't look like, okay, that don't look like a Transformer, because it was an entirely different mold, an entirely different Transformer than what we was used to. So they got away from the original G1 molds and actually started doing their own thing. Now we're going to go back over here to the corner. Okay. Now, what I was saying is, like, Ramjet, that guy right there, him and Starscream are the same original molds from G1, just different colors, except for the stamps on them was 1992.
And they do have it on their leg. Yes. They have it on their leg right here, where you can see it right there.
Okay. Show them that Decepticon symbol right there on the wing if you can. Right, there you go. And that is the logo for the Generation 2 Decepticons. That was, they had different logo and badges for G2.
And this is Ramjet, and that is Starscream.
Right, Starscream. So that was pretty interesting. Another character that came out in 1992, believe it or not, was some, but not all, some of these guys right here, which were known as the Laser Rod Group. You had a faction of Autobots and Decepticons.
And we did do a review of the Generation 2 laser rods, all 4 of them. Mm-hmm. But we only have 2 here.
Right. Here's another laser rod right here.
That's Jolt, and the other one that my dad just showed you was Sizzle.
So, not all the laser rods come out at the same time, which I thought was pretty interesting because a couple of these had 1992. The rest of them would come out the next year to follow. So, let's see here. You had 4 Cyberjets that come out. 4 Cyberjets that come out in 1992, which Colton is going to point at them.
Those 2 right there.
Those come out in... No. These 4.
Oh.
These 4 right here. These 4, that one, the green one, the blue one, and the black one, they come out in 1992. They were known as part of the Cyberjets.
And when my dad said Cyberjets, I thought he meant those 2. But no, it's these 4 here.
Right, those 4. Those 4 come out in 1992. The amazing part about it is, even though these 4 were released, these, Hooligan and Space Case, did not come out until 1994. And you can find them in comic books and stuff like that. They did make appearances in comic books, but these are all the same toy line of the Cyberjets. But this faction come out in 1992, and then later on in 1994, Hooligan and Space Case was released. And that covers the Cyberjets here. Now,
which are these 4 here.
Right, and I did not write down the names, so I cannot tell you exactly who they are. There's somebody anyway.
But I do know who this is. This is like Pterodive.
Yes, one of them is Pterodive.
I'm gonna say it is because he does kind of look familiar.
Yep.
Because I have watched a review of this guy on YouTube.
So that's pretty interesting. Now, and still going on with the 1992, guess what was released in 1992? It was this Megatron.
Yes.
Right here. With the lights and sounds. And the shooting gun. And everything else that he came with. Megatron attack.
And you two push on his head and it will hit the button and he'll say Megatron attack. And he does have other
Sounds.
sound effects in him.
Which you can see on our... There we go, that's another one. Which you can see on the playlist. Now, this Megatron right here is when they were integrating, believe it or not, G.I. Joe into the Transformers in the comic book. So that's some special news if you did not know about that time. They was integrating G.I. Joes in with Transformers.
Yes.
Pretty soon, later on down the road, I'm just guesstimating that will probably be a movie later on down the road. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But I can see it happening.
And also, that there is another release of this guy from the Beast Wars line, but that was only released in Japan. And it's from the Beast Wars second line. And his name is Megastorm. Which looks pretty much the same as this guy here. Except the purple camo paint that you see here is like a brown color on Megastorm, but on Megatron here, Generation 2 Megatron here, it's purple.
So, there was, I think, one more thing that we... Oh, okay, let me go ahead and cover this Brutakish before we go to the next year. Okay, this is Brutakish. Y'all have seen it 100 times. I got Colton, I said, I'm just curious, read the date on it. This is a 1986.
Yes.
Just recolored. There's nothing new about it. It's still the same old Brutakish. It's just 1986 with different colors. That's exactly what he's read off of the stamp.
Yes. Even though this is a 1990s Brutakish, they still kept the date on this figure.
Right.
Which is 1986, and
yes.
And I think Swindle still has that.
What does it say?
Yes, Swindle also
has 1986.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. 1986. So that's kind of weird, you know. It's 1980s toy just recolored in 1990s, but that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. But some of this stuff is brand new. So I wouldn't say that all of it is a throwback to the 80s, because you have these two guys right here. which are Decepticons, which have the gimmick of the propeller blades spinning off. And one of them, and y'all have to excuse me, I forgot his name, but I know the other one. That one there, and this guy here is Ransack.
This guy right here is named Ransack.
Yes, that is Ransack, and I forgot that Decepticon's name. There was a faction of Decepticons and Autobots who had a gimmick back then to where you wind these propellers up real good, and then you press the button and it spins off. Shoots off and spins.
And we have done reviews of these two guys.
Yes. They belong to a group, but I forgot the name of the group. And I just haven't had time to look back. So if y'all remember what this subgroup here belongs to, leave it in the comment sections down below. I know this guy's Ransack. I forgot his name. But they belong to a section, a subline of where you roll up the propellers real tight and then you push a button and it flies off or shoots off and spins.
And it's been like... It's been like a year ago or months ago.
Yeah, you can find them on the playlist.
Since we've done reviews of these two.
Yes.
And along with the other G2 Decepticons.
Now, we're going to get to 1993, which 1993 introduced the Purple Megatron right there.
And this is, well, him and Optimus was from the...
I thought you said Hero line, but I'm not sure.
It is the Hero line, but it was Hero...
Something?
Something.
It was a Hero something, I hear you. There's so much here that the storyline entails. In 1993 was the Megs, the Purple Megs right here that come out. And he had a gimmick to where he had like a Aerosoft pump that goes right here, that ties in right here, that had a cord that come out. And you push down on it and it would shoot
two missiles that you would store on to these things here.
Yeah.
That you untab these and flip these down, and this is where you would insert those missiles.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You are right.
Now this is also released in Europe, and in Europe they didn't call this Megatron, they called him a different name, and it starts with an A.
I don't know.
But I forgot.
I don't know.
But this is the American release, and you can see here it says Megatron rules.
Megatron rules. The more stuff that come out in 1993, which we've already covered, was these guys right here. Ransack and this guy right here. I want to say Propeller Blades. I forgot his name. Oh, that drives me crazy. These come out in 1993. The rest of the stuff that come out in 1993, for that time, just for what we have here at the table, was the rest of the laser rod. The rest of the laser rods that come out. Which these guys right here.
Jolt and Sizzle.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also the other two laser rods, which we do have,
Right.
but they're stored away somewhere.
Yeah, they're stored away. Now, these guys right here, if y'all remember in a review that we did here a couple months back, these are watercolor changing transformers. And we have 3 of them representing the line here.
And I think I do remember
Let me move him out
their names here. The ones that we had. I know this guy is named Drench. And I'm gonna say this guy is named Deluge.
Deluge? Deluge? Yeah, you're right.
And I think this guy is Jetstorm.
Jetstorm? I don't know.
But I know these 2 are Drench and Deluge.
Yes, and they belong to the gimmick to where you put water on them and they change colors. Ours don't change colors anymore because they're so old. They just look this way. They just look this way because they're so old. So this was a pretty cool staple at the time because it was different, and of course you had little pumpers on the back, which you could put like this in water.
And these are their guns.
Yes. You put this in a cup of water and you suck in the water, and then you press the pump, and that would spray out the water.
And also, these do have a gimmick where if you squirt water on, like here, it would reveal the Decepticon logo here and the name Decepticon. Which you could see there.
Yes, so that was a pretty cool gimmick for the time. That was now don't get me wrong, this kind of stuff has been done before with other different toy lines, just not Transformers until G2 come out, and then it's like, hey, okay, check that out. What else? We gave no love to them in the corner. We sure didn't. We did not mention them in the very corner. We covered everything else except them. So,
and I will have to get a Ramjet and also Starscream out of the way.
Yeah, we just need to move some of these guys out the way here because they've been covered up and they feel neglected. We talked about everybody, didn't talk about us. So it's just important for us to shine the spotlight on these guys as far as G2. And then it followed up with a more interesting story because at one time that bomber was actually Megatron.
Yes.
Yes, and that's weird.
And that guy right there was named Starscream.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take them out. Let's look at them right quick. And that'll be it for all the G2 that we have.
And these 2 are Dreadwing and also Smokescreen. Who just fell off, and now I gotta get him back on.
And you can still find the commercials on YouTube for the G2 Transformers. So, I mean, then you could see how the computer graphics looked at the time. But it's all we had at the time. You know, it's not like today. So,
are you like about to say
like the
computer generated?
Yeah, the computer animated toy commercials. Like this one here that sold, that you can find on YouTube. I've seen it today. So, I mean, you know, it is on YouTube, all these commercials.
And also, speaking of the commercials, they also had like a rapper.
Yeah. So this right here is it just blows him away because the small guy is Starscream, the big guy is Megatron. In a alternate universe, I think in a comic book.
But then they changed it to Dreadwing and Smokescreen. And these two were also re-released in Beast Wars 2nd, and their names are Starscream, and this guy was named BB from Beast Wars 2nd that came out in Japan.
BB. Okay, BB. Okay, that's like Nana or something like that. You know, that's what I'm. BB. Okay, sure. So that's about it as far as G2 Decepticon Transformers that we have. We're going to put them all back up here right quick and just kind of get a screenshot around from one side to the other.
But first I will have to quickly get these guys back the way they were.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And this guy here, he's gonna fall. Alright, we'll put that guy back right there. And this guy's gonna, why not? He'll just stand right there. Just look cool. There we go. What else? What else? What else? So this, as the saga still goes, this is pretty interesting still storyline, even for 1990s G2 Transformers. And like I said, by that time, Transformers was losing steam. They knew it. We knew it. It was just something that they just started throwing out there. So this way they can still sell the production of toys. And like I said, it did not get no better until Beast Wars. Then Beast Wars revved up everything again.
And also Beast Wars saved the brand.
So, you know, Beast Wars was a very smart way to introduce an old product line with a brand new reinvention of it.
Because Beast Wars had some really cool characters, but a lot of the characters in Beast Wars are not really memorable. Because Beast Wars is like Transformers that are not really Transformers, because they're robots that turn into organic creatures like beasts instead of mechanical robots that turn into vehicles like these guys.
Yeah, it's everybody's each preference. Because, I mean, you know, like I said, this was what was going on in the 1990s after G1 left. Then they introduced G2. And some of the first things that rolled out was Megatron and Optimus Prime. And like I said, the big Megatron there, that's when they started incorporating, because I remember seeing it, I remember reading it, incorporating G.I. Joe in with the Transformers. There was only one cartoon, and I forgot the name of it, where Transformers become human. And Cobra Commander made an appearance in there. And the first time when I saw that, I was like, that is Cobra Commander. I was like, that is awesome. Because something about They got transferred out of their mechanical bodies into human bodies, and at the end of the show, they got transferred back from human to robot, and it was pretty neat.
My dad was talking about an episode from G1, which is from season 3, where the robots became human, and Cobra Commander, well, the guy who has Cobra Commander's voice, it is in that episode of season 3
Yes.
of Transformers G1.
Yes. So, y'all tell us what y'all think. Hey, let us know if you want to look at something more, or us to look at something more, and we'll see what we can do to make it happen. And give us some options here. Tell us what y'all would like for us to review, so this way we can see what's on the table and get it here, so we can take a look at it, and we can all take a look at it together. Hey, we're going to wrap this up. As always, we appreciate y'all. We thank you. And I'm backing out. I'm going to let Colton wrap up. Y'all have a good one.
And if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.